So someone's arrived here, they got married within 90 days, and now it's time to actually do the green card application itself. And so they file an application back with USCIS like we started with the I-129F. It's now an I-485 application. And that I-485 comes with work and travel permission as part of the application process at no additional charge. And it also has a financial sponsorship component that the U.S. citizen fiance, now spouse, has to meet, or they'll have to find some U.S. citizen or permanent resident co-sponsor to help meet that financial requirement. And currently in Dallas and Houston, it's about 12, 15 months after submitting that application to get the actual green card itself.
Gotcha.
That's how you finish the cycle. So 129F, do the visa application at the consulate, marry within 90 days, and then do the green card application on the back end. And that's the typical fiancé visa path. But the other thing I wanted to share is, anytime I have a consultation with someone who asks about the fiancé visa, I also share with them the advantages to doing it through a marriage relationship. So one of the things that we have to be able to do the 129F is that meeting face-to-face within the last 2 years. There are some exceptions to that. It can be somewhat challenging to meet those exceptions, but if there's some sort of hardship that makes it impossible to travel, if there's a cultural or religious norm that prevents a face-to-face meeting, we want to be respectful of that in the law, and so they provide an opportunity to ask for an exception to that face-to-face meeting. But in most cases, you're going to have to meet face-to-face. Even COVID wasn't really an excuse to not meet face-to-face. The government just didn't want to go down that road. And so you got to meet face-to-face. So if it's been more than 2 years since that last face-to-face meeting, or they've never met face-to-face, there are significant advantages since you have to meet face-to-face anyway, to just getting married,
Right.
and then coming into the U.S. as a spouse. So let's talk about those just real briefly. The first one is the person comes with work and travel permission from the moment they land here. Whereas if they come as a fiancé, they've got potentially 6 to 9 months before they have work and travel authorization after getting married. Okay, so there's this huge gap in the ability to work, and as adults, that may be a little bit frustrating. What do you do all day if you don't have authorization to work for maybe a year? But if you do it as a spouse, then you come with everything. There's no 485 to file at the end. There's nothing to wait for. They have work and travel permission from day one. The other thing is that the exact same unit that does the fiancé visa interview that we talked about does the visa interview for the green cards. The exact same consulate does the interview for the green cards. So there's not a ton of time savings between the two options. One of the reasons that people prefer the fiancé visa approach, even though it's more expensive and even though it takes longer in total to process the case to get to the actual green card, is because of the speed in getting the fiancé here. And while that was true pre-COVID, now that we've gone through COVID and we have this gigantic backlog, and it's the same unit doing both applications, the green card applications and the K-1 visa applications, we're not really seeing much time savings between the two. So because there's no time advantage, it's cheaper to do it as a spouse, and it's faster to get to the green card, and when they land here, they have everything they need.